Jussie Smollett is back in the news with more shenanigans, and I'm going to play you that said content. Please go to my community page to take the polls pertaining to how much time he should receive in prison or jail. Should he be free? Should he have gotten jail time or a prison term? Which one? Why are we now talking about this subject matter 4 years later? Let's get those likes up. Let's get those thumbs up. Hit that like button, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Check the community page for the polls, breaking news, movie suggestions, and updates to other storylines. Let's go to Chicago and see what they have to say about this shenanigans.
Special Prosecutor Dan Webb about today's decision. This case will now go back to the trial court, where the prosecution will ask for Jussie Smollett to go back to jail. This case has been going on for 4 years now, but today a panel of 3 judges decided to uphold his conviction. You will remember back in 2019, prosecutors say the popular Empire actor staged a racist and homophobic attack against himself and filed a false police report. He was arrested, charged. The charges were then dropped in exchange for community service. Then a special prosecutor was brought on to look at the case, and charges were reinstated. In 2021, Smollett was convicted of 5 counts of felony disorderly conduct, sentenced to 150 days in jail. He spent 6 of those locked up until before his release due to his appeal. Now the special prosecutor says the case is done, heading back to the trial court.
The case is in the appellate court system now. So once the appellate courts get done ruling, they send the case back to the Circuit Court of Cook County. That's the trial court where he was convicted. Once the case goes back to the trial court, I will go in front of the trial judge and request that Smollett's jail sentence and fine and restitution be implemented.
Smollett's attorneys say they are not done fighting, releasing a statement after the ruling saying, quote, "We wish to highlight that the decision was divided, with Justice Lyle offering a detailed analysis in favor of Smollett. We are preparing to escalate this matter to the Supreme Court, armed with a substantial body of evidence. So if they file a petition with the Illinois Supreme Court, it's up to the court's discretion whether or not to take up the case. Once the case does get back to the trial court and prosecution pushes to finish the rest of the sentence, Smollett could spend 2.5 months in jail, have to pay $25,000 fine and $120,000 in restitution back to the city of Chicago." Reporting live, Elizabeth Matthews, Fox 32, Chicago.
All right,
Fox 32 Chicago is the source of the information if you need verification. Hello, everybody in the chat. Let's get down to business, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining me. Jussie Smollett, let the Queen talk to you for just a second. You owe Chicago that money, sweetheart. That's my hometown. It's where the Queen was raised. You owe the city that money. Chicago has high crime. The people there, many of the people there, are savages, they're beasts, and they prey on the innocent. And you, sir, are no more different than those who are preying on the innocent people of Chicago and any other city. These people trusted you to live in this city accordingly, and you betrayed them. The great Chicagoans, people who watched the show Empire at that time, people in the city glad to get that revenue. The city was glad to get the revenue because Empire brought a lot of money to Chicago. And you betrayed the people. You betrayed the police department. You betrayed the great city of Chicago, and it is what it is. 2.5 months is nothing. You can do that with your eyes closed. Sleep all day like everybody else. 2.5 months will fly by and you'd be out of there. $25,000 plus the $120,000 restitution. You owe the city that, sir, because you wasted the city's time, the police department. They are busy fighting crime in this city. People are assaulted every day, shot, young people, regular people, old people, children, killed, murdered every day in this city, and you're wasting these people's time. You wasted their time, excuse me. Still wasting their time. The fact that this will go back to trial court. Your stupid lawyer's talking about taking it to the Supreme Court. What the fuck you want to take somebody to the Supreme Court for 2.5 months and restitution? You could give that money up. You have the money, sir. You owe the city that money, sir. And you're wasting the city's time once again, going to court, filing paperwork, shuffling paperwork, when they have other crimes that they should be fighting in court. This is an injustice in itself. You're cocky, you're arrogant. That's how you got in this mess in the first place. You had some type of disagreement with this production company, the head honchos, whomever over there at Empire. And this was your way of what? Getting back at them? Oh, they need me. That's the rumor on the street. Because I can't think of any logical reason to perfect this type of crime in the first place unless a motherfucker's just crazy. Is that you? You just crazy as hell. Yeah, I'm on one today. Why not? You make more money than the average citizen. You and your castmates. And the fact that any of them would believe you, they're crazy as you are. Because the story didn't even sound right. Dead of winter. And yes, people in Chicago get out during the winter months. They shop, they go out to the club, they go to concerts. But we all know nobody was running around putting a noose around your neck, calling you derogatory names, because the two people you paid to do it admitted to the truth. Frankly, I would have never said anything. I'd have let your ass hang right there on your damn own. I wouldn't care if they found me and they said, hey, that looks like you in a parka, blah, blah, blah. I'd have told them to prove it. Because that made them look bad that they were stupid enough to go along with it. But that's the whole point. This is what people do for the almighty dollar. Same thing as what you were doing. You wanted more money from the network, so you concocted this crime. They were offered, what, a couple thousand or less than 2,000 or so to do this stupid crime, whatever the number is, and they went along with it. Greed was the motive. If I'm to believe the rumor in the street. You have to be a really sick person to be this ignorant and childish to exact this type of crime, knowing we have surveillance cameras on every city corner. It makes no damn sense. But because you're a hothead, as my mama used to say when we were little, thought your shit didn't stink, this is what you decided to do. Oh, they're going to pay me. They're going to see how bad it is out here for us homosexuals and that my life was in danger and people don't like gay men, blah, blah, blah. They'll pay me more money because they'll feel sorry for me. You must not live in the real world. Who told you that? I'm curious. Who told you that somebody's going to pay you more money because somebody don't like gay men? I don't know where the hell you from. Because you really aren't the brightest bulb in the patch. You out of line, sir. You out of line. And then you cost other people their job. Because you see, the thing about TV, it's just a vicious circle. One person does something on a TV show, accused of something, proven to have done something wrong. The studio don't want them as the lead or a cast member, especially if they're the lead cast. And then people decide they don't want to watch the damn show because of that one person is no longer on board. So now the show is suffering because of the one cast member that the studio does not want anymore. And yes, we're talking about you. So without the guy that everybody likes, there's a problem. And even if it wasn't really a problem, let's say we've seen this before in Hollywood, somebody wants more money and the studio doesn't want to pay. So he, she, whomever says, well, after the season, I'm out. Once again, people like that character. So now they're feeling some type of way. Ratings go down. They try to fill the spot with somebody else, so on and so forth. The show ain't as good as it was without that certain person. And that's what you felt. They need you. They needed you. You were top priority. You're carrying the cash. And this is what's the fucked up part about this story. Empire did suffer after this fiasco with you and the noose. Ain't that something? So whatever you predicted, it didn't go the way you had anticipated. You didn't get a higher pay. What you got was some other people out of a job, including yourself. The fans may have liked you, but that was the only alleged good thing out of it. And then I'm sure a lot of those people who followed you, liked you, realized you're not the person they thought you were. But that's the gist of the story as well. You don't know people. Nobody knew Mr. Smollett. Mr. Pussycat. Yeah, I'm going to call you Pussycat because you act like a girl. Your behavior is very female-ish. Crybaby syndrome. Woe is me. You were living better than the average American, making better money, getting clout, probably different deals for commercials, different things, and you sit up here whining about your damn pay. And I'm not here to tell anybody what they're worth, but you don't go about it the way you went about it. You don't go out here and exact the hoax that somebody tried to attempt a hate crime because you want better pay or you wanted attention. I don't really know why you did it, quite frankly. That's just, street folks talk, Hollywood talk. Oh, he did it because he wanted, better pay. I don't know, because you're never going to admit that you did it anyway. You're still holding out that there's some random guys out there who did this to you. But see, I don't understand how you can hold this lie. Guys knew of you, and you paid them. You paid them. And why would they implicate themselves? That's why most of us knew it was the truth. Because why are two random people going to implicate themselves in a faux hoax? That is just crazy. We don't know them, just like we really didn't know you. So why should I put my name out here, my government name out here, for some goofy ass kid? Yeah, I'm calling you a kid because you're goofy. And get my name in the street and get wrapped up with law enforcement for a couple $1,000s. Then there was the rumors of you messing with one of the men. I mean, you implicated one as having some type of relationship with him. I said, wow, you really that low down? And I'm not here to say that you didn't have a relationship with one of them, but it's still low. Because now, or let's say then, that puts you in the category of one of the men. Stay woke, everybody. So then that leads people to think, well, there's some kind of truth to it. Whether he played footsies with one of the guys, was in some sauna, relationship, kiss, touch, whatever, you're not admitting that you know one of the guys. And you're basically trying to throw them under the bus like, oh, they're just trying to get back at me. They're trying to blackmail me for some money that I owe them, blah, blah, blah. But see, anybody with sense knows that's just an excuse because I believe they've got a paper trail that you paid one of them or paid both of them. So you got to come up with some reason that they would do this to you. Because allegedly it was some white men. So it went from some white men to these guys, these guys, and then you got to make up some shit that you was entangled with them and blah, blah, blah. And to you that sounded logical to the masses. It didn't sound logical to me. It sounded like somebody was caught. There was a paper trail. These guys put themselves out there to go ahead and tell the truth because they were ID'd on surveillance. Somebody did their damn job in Chicago. It's called police work. And they just went on and told the damn truth. And then you had to come up with some reason for them to do it. So let me say, oh, they were trying to extort money out of me. That's why I know you did it. As soon as they told the truth, I didn't have to hear anything else. And yet there's still probably some people out here who support you, believe in you. Like one of your crazy ass castmates. She crazy as hell too. Because she ought to know better. Lady, you 50-something years old and you believe this bullshit. That let me know something wrong with her too. And anybody that's following in behind you, your sister, cousin, brother, father, mom, and daddy, they're crazy too. Because there's no way in the world they would hear this story in the news. And let's say it wasn't you that was the lead character in the story. No way they could tell if they heard this story about Pookie and Ray Ray, they would say to themselves, oh yeah, oh my God, that's a terrible situation. With all the evidence just coming out. What fool would believe this damn story? I don't give a damn who was in the story. Whether it was you or the guy next door. I'd say, you know what? This don't sound right. Why would these two guys implicate themselves? That's stupid. And really, they didn't commit no crime. Really? You're the one that committed the crime because you're the one that made the false police report. They just paid, they just got money from you to make it look like they did something. When really they didn't do nothing. See, this is why you have to be very careful of the company you keep. I preach this all the time, and I need to listen to my damn self. You can't be friends with everybody. Can't be cool with everybody. You can't do favors for everybody. And if somebody's offering you money to do something nefarious, something deviant, something that is not right, maybe not illegal, but it just ain't right, possibly don't do it. And this is how people get themselves caught up in drama, all because of the American dollar. And that's what happened here with you and these two brothers. They stupidly went along with this gag, but in the end, you the one had to pay the piper. And you try to throw them under the bus because that's how low down you are. And I've said this many times in my commentary pertaining to you, Mr. Smollett. I wouldn't trust you, not even now, 4 years later. I wouldn't date you. If I was a man, I wouldn't talk to you. I wouldn't be your friend. I wouldn't hang with you. I wouldn't do shit with you because I wouldn't even know who the hell I'm talking to. And this is what people need to understand about a sociopath, because that's what you are. 9 times out of 10, you've been lying your entire life. And lying starts in childhood, usually. The little boy that didn't get enough attention, the little boy that was kind of feminine acting, wanted people to recognize him, pay attention to him, and you probably lied about a whole lot of stuff growing up, and they just patted you on the back and scooted you along up until this incident 4 years ago. Couldn't pat you on the back because the shit didn't add up. And people like you are dangerous. I tell anybody that about a liar. See, a liar gets you killed. You're really no different than somebody out here popping off a gun and shooting a random stranger. Because you see, the thing about a liar is you'll listen so long until you realize it don't sound right. You know, kind of like that story you spun. And then to cover up a lie, you got to keep lying. You see. And then the person starts thinking, wait a minute. That don't sound like what he told me the other day. Because that's what liars do. They lie. They deceive. And I'm sure you've spun a lot of webs in your time. And I'm sure there's some people who could come forward right today and tell us, yeah, He told me all kind of stuff that I knew didn't sound right, but you know, I didn't want to call him out on it. Yeah, because they didn't want to hurt your damn feelings. See, I know about people like that. I know about that lying shit personally. I always got a story to tell. And then when you start asking questions, they get offended. Why are you asking me that? That ain't none of your business. I don't want to talk about that. I don't tell all my business. No, say you don't want to tell the truth, because there's a difference. Because you see, you can't spin stories to people or spin a web, but then expect the person not to ask you about what you're spinning. And then you get offended when they ask you about the web you spinning, and now they in your business. Does that sound like you, Mr. Smollett? That you spin these old wild ass stories in your life you have done before, and then you get offended when somebody asks you about what the hell you spinning. And the logical person is thinking, what the hell are you getting attitude for? I'm just asking. You the one spinning the story. I can't ask you anything. You should be very leery of anybody. They don't want to tell you nothing, but they want to do a lot of storytelling. And I always say, if it don't sound right, 9 times out of 10, it ain't right because it ain't true. That's why it don't sound right. And I feel sorry for your friends. I feel sorry for your family because they're supporting you. I know they're still supporting you in this madness. And they may never tell you the truth, that they know you a motherfucking liar. They know you're a liar because they've been knowing you have lied before. Checkmate. And you had the greatest opportunity in the world. There are people who wishing they could be on a major syndicated TV show. It's a lifetime opportunity to be chosen as a cast member of a TV show that's getting views, gotten a lot of views, and you were ungrateful. And let me tell you something, sir. You're still ungrateful because you're still attempting to carry this lie all the way to the end. You deserve every fucking day in jail. You deserve longer than the 2.5 months that's left. You should have got prison time because you wasted these officers, detectives' money. You wasting the state's attorney's office money. And that's really all you had to do was pay the damn fine from the get-go when they approached you with the lies, and you could have kept it moving. But no. You don't want to give Chicago that money. And so, they said, okay, this Negro don't want to give us his money. We'll just take his ass to court and file charges, which they were supposed to do. That's how honorary and sick you are. You want to just drag it all the way out. You didn't even do it 6 fucking days. What is 6 fucking days? Plus 2.5 more months due to just lie in jail and eat. Make small talk with the inmates. Hell, sing them a couple of songs. Your ass will be out of there. You just want to drag this on out. Wasting these people's fucking money. There's people murdered every day in this city, sir. People being accosted, assaulted, robbed, shot, raped, defrauded, burglarized. And this is how you will repay the great city of Chicago. This is how you repay your castmates, the studio, the same people that gave you a job. Put you up on a pedestal, the fans. This is how you will repay the general public. And then there's your family, who's been upholding your donkey ass, and you still want to continue to lie to them. You're an honorary motherfucker. Excuse my language. You're an honorary motherfucker. And people like you, as I said, are dangerous. I pray that it makes it to trial court. I pray you do every fucking day of the 2.5 months. They make you pay that $120,000 restitution and that damn $25,000 fine because you owe the city that money. The man hours wasted by the detectives investigating this faux crime. And you took advantage of that Magda BS and brought more racial profiling and shenanigans to the general public. It's already hard enough being an African-American or brown person, and you just made it worse with that BS. So you're just a disgrace all the way around. And sadly, there'll be another Smollett. Another Smollett, another Papini, black, white, brown, it won't matter. Another Carly Russell, it won't matter. Just somebody ignorant, mad at the world, bitter, and this is their way of exacting revenge, is to get people to feel sorry for them off a lie. I pray you never have children. I pray nobody ever gives you a whole baby, a child to rear. I pray you don't even have a dog or a cat. Because I can't even see you doing right by a damn animal. You owe Chicago that money, bro. You owe them every damn dime. And you need to be mandated to pay every damn dollar. And let me tell you something, and listen to me very carefully. You keep on holding that lie and trying to make everybody out to be Boo Boo the Clown, like they don't know what the hell you did wrong. You're going to be somewhere one day, brother. And you're going to get entangled in some shit. And it's going to really be somebody after your black ass. And there will be no Calvary. There'll be no eyewitness. There will be no CCTV footage. There will be nobody to come rescue you. No detective, no mama, no daddy, no sister, no brother, nobody. And you will be sitting there sucking on your last breath wondering, how did I get here? Why me? And then you'll think about what you did in Chicago. And then you'll realize this is karma coming back to bite me in the ass. Because I didn't have to do what I did that night. Honey, save yourself. And do the 2.5 months and pay the restitution and the fine to the city of Chicago and keep it moving. I want to thank you for your time, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy holidays. Like, share, subscribe. Drop your comments below this video. Please take the polls on my community page. I'm going to go over and read you the questions that I asked and get the answers to see what you all have commented pertaining to the questions. The first question I asked you was, how much time should Jussie Smollett receive? Nobody responded. I asked you, should Jussie Smollett have been given a longer jail or prison sentence? 4 votes, 100%. Should Jussie Smollett's conviction be upheld in trial court? 9 votes, 100% says yes. So with the few people who voted, 100% on each question, sir. You do deserve time in prison, not jail, and the conviction should be upheld, rightfully so. Thank you all so much for joining me. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $BeGanji, 129 Cash App. Stickers and chats are always welcome during the live stream. I will be back with more stimulating content and commentary. Once again, please check my community board for said updates and breaking news to other stories. Take the polls on the channel, be heard. Voice your opinion. When I get another update pertaining to Jussie Smollett and if this conviction will be upheld and if he will have to do the 2.5 months left, I will bring you that commentary. Fox 32 was the source of this said information. God bless all of you, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you all who joined me in the chat. Skylar, Patricia, Miss Abdul, thank you so much. You have been listening to The Vault XL.